We go, ladies and gentlemen, starting over here to the 3 o'clock position, representing FXO Gaming. We're going to have the yellow Zerg, FXOLowely, and then his opponent down to the 6 o'clock, representing FXO in the red trunks. It is going to be FXOStrelok, the Ukrainian Terran. And if you guys like my obsing, do let me know. That's actually something I'm actually trying to work on a little bit more right now. I know it's one of the tougher things in the game right now to be able to not only solo cast, but be able to obs as well. So ever since like working with the CSL right now, for those who don't know, I'm also an official caster for the Collegiate Star League. We've had like our own dedicated observer, so I've been getting like lazy on obsing, so it's something I want to work on again and make a good cinematic view for everybody. Good cinematic experience. There we go. We might have a little bit of trouble reaching out some words today. Now, looking at it, Lowely's going to be going for a standard build at the moment, unless he throws down like a 14 pool. I'm going to assume this is going to be a 15 hatch, 15 pool, if not at least 16 hatch, 15 pool. So we'll see. Meanwhile, Strelok at the moment still hasn't put down a barracks just yet either. He's going to be going for, it looks to be a CC first. I would say maybe a couple late double barracks somewhere, but at the moment it looks to be just a CC first, and that's actually a really nice decision. As we see on this map with that nice little choke, it is pretty hard for the Zerg to put on any early game pressure if he actually doesn't go attack early with a 10 pool or a 6 pool or something of that nature. Now, as we see, Lowely able to scout out what's going on, able to get to the top of the ramp, and is like, what in the hell is going on? No barracks here. Either that's a 2-Rex or that's a CC first. Heads on down there. Of course, Strelok pulls right in time, just in case to save the SCV. And that's one thing, ladies and gentlemen, you got to do for those of you Terrans that are growing up in the StarCraft world and wondering, how can I CC first safely? That damn worker from the Protoss, that damn worker from the Zerg, that damn worker from the Terran player comes on over to me and harasses me every time, and that causes problems. We'll just pull one of your workers from the mineral line and you're going to be just fine. Now, as we see, this is exactly, basically almost all 3 games, same build by Lowely, grabbing that gas on 17. He's got the 15 hatch, 15 pool working for him, so being very, very consistent with his playstyle. Now, what is he going to go into? That's a little bit of a tougher call until we actually see some units pop out, unless he takes a second gas. I'm going to assume most likely just normal speedlings on this map. Roaches aren't exactly the best unit just due to chokes, and typically Terrans are able to get a good mech army, or at least they're able to get a good enough bio army where roaches and chokes are not going to fight too well. So here we go, second gas going down for Strelok, so we're most likely going to still see the same opener from the Terran player. And I mean, there's not a lot of games anymore. I mean, it's kind of something that, as a caster, it's a little bit rough. There's rarely TVZs nowadays where if it's not a 2-Rex, it's going to be a Reactor Hellion opener of some sort, so it's kind of like a little bit of a stale, I don't want to say a stale meta game, but you don't see a lot of other openers because unfortunately this is one of the more efficient ones. It allows you to get map control, it allows you to do damage. Meanwhile, you know, bio openers are starting to get crushed more and more often just due to the early addition of queens. The queens are pretty beefy little units, as well as the extra energy allows them to do transfuses and plus the 5 range, able to not only pod shot marines but hellions as well without any issues. And as you see, there we go, going into reactor hellions. The reactor is just about done, and he's going to follow up with that standard opener. Now, what Strelok can do, because he went CC first and got it very safe, he's going to have a little bit of an additional economy, going to have additional resources that he could utilize. He could just go into some sort of 2-base push if in fact he wanted to, with just hellions, marines, marauders, do a little bit of a hellion stim timing push with that. But from what it looks like, he is going to go just into the starport and going to go Banshees. Now, Lowely most likely will find out he does have an Overlord in position to scout. If he gets far enough, which he should be typically able to. Oh, and there we go. Strelok actually being very smart, putting a supply depot over there, so he's going to be able to spot that Overlord the moment it pops out. And I mean, with that, he's going to have a little bit of a scouting problem because why? Cloak is already getting underway. First Banshee as well, and if he doesn't put or anticipate Banshees, he's gonna have he's gonna have some problems. So hopefully he puts down an evolution chamber just in case. And there we do. We see a little bit of a wall with the Evo chambers and the Queen, so he should be safe for the most part. Now Strelok's got to be talking to himself right now. Lowly, he's just like, damn it, this guy just will not take a third base. Something Terrans once in a while actually do like to see because that allows for a little bit of vulnerability and a little bit of a timing from a Terran player, but because he's sitting on 2 base, has this wall up, these Hellions are not going to be very useful. The only thing that's going to be really useful at the moment is going to be that Banshee. Hopefully at this point Strelok just realizes that, takes a third base and gets himself defensively ready, and as we see the double armory getting dropped down, so we're going to see another mech game from Lowly. Now what will Lowly scout here? That's going to be a big part. 2 Marines are ready to greet this Overlord. For the most part, he actually sees these Hellions outside of the base as well, but again, what will he be able to see? Sees a tech lab but doesn't see the starport. Lowly. Just unfortunate for him. Now this Banshee kind of soaking up a little bit too much damage. Does get a nice little scout right now, sees that there's a Spire going down, so he needs to get those Thors out as soon as possible, if not at least the missile turrets. And got a scout but barely escaped with his life. For those who don't know, I mean, it's a little bit of a timing as a Terran player. Cloak does finish up a little bit later than that first Banshee. That research time is definitely a little bit longer than the build time for a Banshee, so sometimes if you're not paying attention and you just fly a Banshee on in there, you could actually lose it pretty quick to a couple of Queens. So be aware, ladies and gentlemen, as well. Be aware for Lowly's mutas as they're out on the map. And hopefully Strelok might be ready for him. He does have a couple of Vikings, which we typically don't see that often, but that should help him hold off, as well as turrets are in place with a couple of Marines. Should buy him enough time to be able to hold this off. And as we see, there we go, the Vikings are able to get a few pot shots. And just due to the Viking speed, is going to be able to just kind of micro back as well. Lowly does need to be careful not to try to lose any mutas here. That's actually a little bit of a problem. Lost one fairly easily. Needs to put up a little bit more of a fight than that. But here we go. 1-1 is underway for Lowly. He's getting his additional factories add-ons. He's most likely going to research tank and siege, I would assume. If not, at least save some of that gas for Thors to pop out. And there we go. The first Thor is coming out right now. Additional Hellions coming from the backside. Thor getting built as well. So for now, Strelok for a tiny bit is going to be sitting on that 2 base and going to be getting that nice 2 base composition. Now the one thing I do like with the Spire, it does allow for easier transition into Spire. I'm sorry, Greater Spire when he gets Hive. The problem is right now Lowly has sacrificed a good chunk of his economic mining and time. Typically, sometimes we see Zergs take a little 5:30, 6-minute hatch. This time Lowly took about a 9-minute hatch, and because of that, there's a lot of mining time that's been lost throughout this game. Hopefully the macro hatch does allow him to produce a little bit quicker and kind of catch up in that economic count as quick as possible. I mean, the big statistic is going to be those gas numbers because he took that 3rd base really late. He's mining his 5th and 6th gases very late, and with units like infestors, mutas, and I mean upgrades addition also with all these heavy gas units, he's going to have a little bit of an issue trying to pop those out efficiently. But you know, could be wrong. Lowly did have amazing control last game. I mean, not last game, the first game. So you know, could be a different story. Now Strelok does have a pretty strong push right now going for him. A lot of Hellions. Blue Flame just getting started. Looks like he's not. Oh, he is rallying at the moment, so additional units will catch up. Nope. Double clutch on that. Now here we go. Here come the Hellions. Now, oh, is he gonna chain fungal them? There we go. Finally fungals them. Actually lands the Vikings. Very smart decision by Strelok. Realized that there's not a lot of anti-air really here, so you might as well utilize the Vikings as a mechanical unit as well. Repair them and use that additional DPS to help fight the Lings. And honestly, Lowly can't do too much right now. He's going to lose his Evo chamber, so that cuts off his upgrades. He's going to lose a lot in this main base, and I mean, at this point, Lowly's going for a counterattack. His mutas are getting absolutely ripped apart by Thors, and there's going to be units ready. Lowly is giving up his natural for all the wrong reasons at the moment. He needs to engage, he needs to attack, he needs to do whatever damage he can right now, or he might throw away this game just so much. And Thors are also just sniping down all these infestors. Lings are joining the battle, but I think it might be a little bit too little too late. Lowly lost quite a bit right here. So here we go, still engaging. The Ling's finally able to get a nice little surface damage and surround on him. All the infested Terran's energy getting used. Now Lowly can just cloak out. No, he doesn't. We'll lose the Banshee. But as we see, that trade was really in favor of Strelok. The worker count got fairly evened up. As we see, 26 workers got killed. And now he actually even takes a lead, 56 to 52. So Amplis has his third base up and running. Now what Strelok does have to do, he needs to sit back for a couple seconds and make sure he has the defenses necessary to be able to hold off his third if a quick little counterattack came, as it might. But for the most part, oh my god, no infested Terran energy is in place. And oh, look at that. Strelok actually deciding to snipe an infestor down before he does anything else. But here we go, Blue Flame, and line them up if he can at least get a couple additional ones, and he will. As we take a look and see, 33 total workers have been killed, down to 45, and this is that Terran dream right now that we speak of, just hitting that worker count really hard, getting that really strong, nice mech composition, and now we see 2 attack for the mech units getting upgraded. He could even start mech 2 armor as well if he wanted to. Oh my goodness, I am so happy to be awake, but at the same time so sad to be awake. Oh, just so tired. Now here we go. Lowly, not sure if he's paying attention to his units. Actually, he's going to lose a lot of these infestors as we see. He should walk up and try to take this on. These infestors are not going to be able to do too much. As well as these roaches, the Terran army is actually mechanically too strong at the moment. A couple infested Terrans do get creeped out, but not before losing a couple, as we see. And I mean, at this point, it's actually just an A move for Terran to be able to hold this off. Hopefully, Lowly realizes that, and no. Yeah, he just backs out. He knows if he walks actually up into that third base, he's going to lose way too much, and he's just going to get his army trapped, and that's going to be way too much of a supply dump for himself. Now, he does need to get back on in here and into the third base, as we see a couple roaches are having a little bit of a ball right now, having fun picking off the economy as well. If he could maybe burrow, yeah, burrow movement just got researched, so he could actually just burrow in the mineral line. Doesn't though, unfortunately. Could have been a little bit of a pass, force to scan, but doesn't. And now Strelok has a really strong mech composition with 2 attacks just about to finish up, bringing additional SCVs with his army as well to go attack. A little bit of a link counterattack coming by. He's going to be able to spot this pretty nicely. Just needs to bring back some of the Hellions. Additional fourth base finished up for Strelok. And I mean, at this point, this is kind of one of those games that has really potential to get out of hand if Strelok doesn't kind of blow right here. He's got to be very careful how he handles this, doesn't lose everything to counterattacks. Now here we go, roaches are trying to engage, are able to hit siege tank, but I mean, at this point, guys, what can he really do? He's just losing roach numbers. He's lost so many infestors. He's still sitting on 3 base. The main is practically mined out. The natural's going to follow after that. I mean, what can he really do? He's just trying to get enough roaches so he's able to actually do something right here. And as we see, Banshee's coming into the 5th base, the 3rd base right now. They could just cloak up and have a little bit of a ball of their own. And I'm surprised he's not using cloak. Oh, he actually didn't research it. He canceled it. Oh my god. As we saw, it was actually earlier getting a research, but that was the Caduceus reactor? No, I have actually no clue. We missed it. He actually researched something. Canceled the cloak, decided to cancel the cloak. I think it was because he saw the lair really quick, and saw that the spire was already up. He canceled the cloak before he was able to finish. Lets himself get a little bit of extra gas economy back, so in returns. Now Lowly is going to be trying to put a little bit of the pressure with this composition that he's got right here with the roaches. He's going to try to do this roach max. Now Strelok, all he really has to do is put up a sensor tower right now, and oh my god, guys, I'm actually really excited because I think the patch recently went through, so we might see our first Seeker missiles just based off energy, so we're going to wait and see for those. Now here we go, the roach pack is coming across the map. He should be able to actually just move right on through this. Too many Terran units out on the map, if I'm not mistaken. So you see those roach numbers are starting to fall very fast. He could throw down, I was going to sound really stupid and be like, he could throw down a PDD, but of course, and decides to throw down a PDD, but just more for the queen part. I would have rather saved the energy and seen a Seeker missile, so hey, it is what it is. Now, Lowly has no real way to actually engage into this, just due to that's a planetary. No clean way to hit the 3rd because, I mean, right now Strelok has so many units pouring out. He's got such a strong mech composition. Now he's on a total of Still 3 factory, which is kind of funny, but now adding additional starports, so he's going to be able to handle that late game from the Zerg player if he decides to go into Broodlords. And I mean, why not? Raven energy, you get that upgrade, you get the Ravens. If it's a free Seeker missile, it could change the battle so much faster. So I'm really excited to see how these Ravens do get utilized. Now, Infestors are leading the charge, which is a little bit of a problem. That should never happen, and plus that tank range is going to be able to split a lot of their poor little Zerg skulls if they walk up. And now, Strelok just has this really incredible position. He's got a hold of this third, and I mean, these Infestors are trapped. They're separated from the Roaches. Roaches are going for a counterattack, but all Lowly has to really do is just siege up and have Terran mech units in position. He should be able to hold off this push, and this poor third base is completely vulnerable. It's starting to actually slowly slow push his way down into the third base. And I'm still waiting for that Seeker Missile to use, and there we go, guys. We have an opportunity for the first Seeker Missile, but he gets fungal before he's actually able to cast it off. And I think that's one of those things that hasn't changed. If the Terran player is still fungled, he's not able to do so. Now here we go. Infested Terrans are going to be able to drop. Gets a fungal on him, but again, it's not going to be able to do enough. I want him to use the Seeker Missile, utilize it. Now, over here down at the third base, good work by Lowly. He's going to be focusing down this third base. It's going to force a lot of repair, loss of mining time. So it does keep him alive. The problem is just there's still so many units over here at his home. He just doesn't have that roach count ready, and the siege tank fire doing so much damage. That 2 attack. Unfortunately, 3 has not finished up just yet. And now we're just going to watch and see. Oh my god, no. The Raven is still there. And all the Infestors are lost by Lowly. Oh, poor decision to actually burrow them and send them across when a Raven's still on the map. Now, at this point, Lowly is crippled. I mean, there's honestly no way for him to come back into the game. There's no Greater Spire. There's no Ultralisk Cavern. He doesn't have those Tier 3 units necessary to take on this army. But either way, he win right now, regardless. Strelok going to be sitting on 4 base, meanwhile Lowly sitting on 2. And I mean, even at this point, you could even call it 1. He's just mining gas right now from the main. And as you see, there we go, the finishing push in the game. Lowly GGing out, and Strelok taking a 2-1 lead in this best of 5.